Hey, what did I see in the news? BYD in China is building a new factory. It's going to be the size larger than San Francisco. Is that what I read? Does it seem possible? Fractured headlines here. Just ruminating on the news. If you've been following the news about EV vehicles, BYD came out of nowhere and is now the leader of the pack in China. They make, from all accounts, a fantastic car, advanced features, and long range, and even better, they manufacture it at a low price and are able to sell it at a reasonable price. The only thing that keeps it out of the hands of American consumers is the absolute panic of American car manufacturers that once BYD and perhaps NIO and a few of the others in China have an opportunity to sell in the American market, it's going to be curtains for GM and Chrysler and Ford and anybody else who's trying to peddle their overpriced vehicles. Have you been on a car lot lately? If you looked at the prices of new trucks, it's not that hard these days to spend $85,000 or $100,000 on a truck. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Way too much money. You know, the Japanese make a little tiny truck. I think they sell for about $5,000 or $6,000. I don't know how legal they are in the States where you can buy them, but definitely a wave of the future. Not everybody needs to overcompensate by having a F-350 that they are too short to climb into and they almost need a stepladder. A lot of folks can get by just fine with a small blue truck or a small Japanese truck. Same with the BYD vehicles. Reasonably priced. I believe they're available in Europe already. And the United States is going to be hard pressed to put off forever the wave of EV vehicles coming out of China. We're not really seeing a whole lot of leadership out of Washington these days in regards to alternative energy and electric vehicles. In spite of Trump's bromance with Elon Musk, he doesn't really seem to care too much about electric vehicles. Now, we know he doesn't care too much about windmills or solar power. He promised a lot to the coal miners back during the last election, and of course, impossible to deliver on that. The coal mines are largely closed, and he's promised to drill, baby, drill. I think we're doing quite a bit of drilling already. I don't know how deep we want to go into the reserves and burn it all up. Short term, seems like we'd be thinking strategically and holding some of that oil in reserve for future generations rather than seeing how fast we can get all of it out of the ground. But this is not an administration known for deferred gratification or long-term strategic planning. Everything is for the day. And so, yeah, in the energy sector, we're seeing some changes. China certainly has taken the lead on all that. World's largest producer of solar panels and major manufacturer of windmill components, and definitely the world's leader in producing EVs, in electric vehicles. Hello.
Oh.
The United States has abdicated its position as a leader in that regard. If we ever were a leader in that regard. I mean, the Germans, they have been doing a pretty good job with the solar panels and producing electricity from the sun, and other countries as well. I spent a fair amount of time in Taiwan. The entire coastline is lined with windmills. I'm not sure what percentage of electricity in Taiwan is now provided by the windmills, but every time they put up another one, it's a larger percentage. And they seem determined to continue building them and placing them. And there's no NIMBY, there's no not in my backyard mentality here. When the windmills go up, everybody's happy about it. Eventually, it's going to reduce the need for imported oil and imported natural gas. Yeah. Personally, I think it'd be a great thing if we could buy those BYD vehicles. The lower the cost the EV vehicle, the more quickly Americans will transition from gasoline-powered vehicles to electric vehicles, and that would be great for the environment. I understand there are costs environmentally in making the batteries, but even the batteries will become more streamlined and more environmentally friendly to produce as time goes on. There is little doubt that carbon emissions from the gas vehicles are a major contributor to pollution, air pollution, and that needs to be addressed. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. I do think there's going to be a lot of protectionism for quite a while yet in regards to the BYD vehicles. I also think it's probably a good time to get in on their stock. Generally, I try to stay away from Chinese stocks, but you know, when a company is doing the right thing and they're a leader in their field, then they are determined to make improvements in the world, to be a contributor to improvements in the world, then you know that's probably a company that you want to invest in. Hello. All right, you guys, I'm gonna keep this a shorty. Yeah. Oh, I should mention Lucid. You know, Elon Musk has turned out to be kind of a bad guy in American politics. A lot of us I'm not gonna forget that right away. His Doge efforts, trying to reduce waste and corruption and all that, failed spectacularly. It just turned out to be a big disruption. A lot of people were hurt by that, and a lot of the people who lost their jobs ended up back in their jobs. Basically, they got a paid vacation while Elon Musk tried to impress Donald Trump with his managerial abilities. Who can forget him jumping up and down like a monkey on stage with a chainsaw, evidently all hyped up on fentanyl or whatever drug he takes. Yeah, who can forget that? So there was a guy, I think his last name is Atkinson, who peeled off from the Lucid organization, and he was one of the main designers, one of the designers. I don't know the models, but Tesla 3, I think it was, something like that. He was one of the chief designers, or the chief designer, and he started his own company called Lucid, and they produce a car called the Lucid Air. And unfortunately, it's a little bit expensive, and so it's out of reach for most folks. But I think that's something to keep our eyes on as the cost of that thing comes down. As the cost of that vehicle comes down, we might want to consider that option instead of the Tesla vehicles. But hopefully we'll be able to get those BYD vehicles. I think they're going to be like 20, 25,000, something like that, affordable. All right, Fractured Headlines. I'm going to call it a day right here and catch you on the next video.